YouTube, my name is Alex and welcome to my channel. Today in this tutorial I will show you guys how to make your own customized card games. For example, today we will make this one. So for the ones amongst you who know this character is from the series Naruto. One of my favorite anime series of the entire world actually. So yeah, my plan is to teach you how to make this from scratch, and then yeah, you can take it a step further and well, just customize it with the jack, king, and all the numbers. Okay, but today we will be focusing on how to make this. You need to start by making a new layer. So you click File, then New. Okay, name doesn't really matter. The width from a custom card game, from I think it's from a poker card set. The width would be 63.5 millimeters, and the height would be 88.9 millimeters. Everything else is normally set by default. So yeah, as you can notice, I multiplied all of the values by 10, just to make it a bit more well, not pixelated, because when I would take divide these values by 10, then you would see that the images I used are not really well, would be pixelated. There are ways to solve that problem, but in this tutorial I'll be using these bigger values. So keep that in mind, that if you want to make your own card game, you should actually be using 63.5 and 88.9 millimeters as your values. But yeah, so this is in order. Let's get started. So click OK. Then you have your new layer. As you noticed in my previous file, this one, you can see that the edges are not rounded. I forgot to do that, so I will show you guys how to do that here. So you have to select your background layer, then double click it to unlock it. Just click OK, and then we're going to use the rounded rectangle tool, which you can find here. Just click on it and select the upper left corner, or well, one upper corner at least. Click and drag it to the other corner on the opposite side, like this. Yeah. Okay, there you have it. That's about the result that we need to, or that I want to have. You can make it more rounded. You can do that by changing the radius. So by my values, from the multiplied by 10 values, I mean, I had to use a radius of about 100 pixels. You can, however, use a bigger radius if you want to have more rounded edges, or corners, sorry, or more smaller values if you have a smaller dimensions in your file. Okay, so now that's done. You have your rounded rectangle. Then you have to stand on one of the edges, right click it, so right click it, then make selection with a feather radius of 0 pixels. That should do the trick. Then click OK, and then you'll see it selected the rectangle that we just made. How to make a new layer out of this to make sure that we do not see the white sharp corners around here anymore. You can click layer, then new, and layer via cut. So layer via cut, just click it with your layer and your selection made. Then okay, layer via cut, click, and there you go. We have it now. You can't see it because the other layer, our background layer, as it's called, is still active, or still viewable. So we have to make it unviewable by clicking this icon, so it's not visible anymore. And if you look real close, yeah, you can see that the corners are removed. So now we have a rounded corners, and that's what we want. So now we can start to make our card. I'll make this practically the same as the one I made before. So We'll use some pictures that I found on the internet. There wasn't really a owner, so I will not be copywriting it or whatever. It's for my personal use. So we have this Rasengan from Naruto. I made this a PNG file. So I found it with a white background behind it, and I cut it out until it looked like this. So there is no white background or black background. The only thing that you will see is, well, the image I have here. So once you unlock the layer, you just click and drag it to about, to our new layer. Okay, so it's beneath it, just place it above it to see it, and there you go. This will be my, like you have clubs, this will be my clubs. But I'll be making a queen card, sorry, so I'll be not really be needing these, just to place them here in the left upper corner and the right under corner. So I'll just make this smaller by clicking Ctrl T. Then you have this is the transform tool, and then select one of the corners, hold Shift to make it make sure that the dimensions won't change, and just make it a bit smaller to whatever you're liking. So I'll place it here for the moment. We'll be altering it later on. As goes for the text that we need, so we click T to select our text tool, then just click somewhere in the document and type Q, as we will be having our queen card. You can't see it because I think it's white. Yeah, it's white. So for the moment, just check mark it and commit it. There we have our text layer. I'll be changing the font that I use is a 4114 Blaster. Let me change the color for you so that you can see it. So I go to blending options, color overlay, and there you have it. Because my Rasengan is kind of bluish, I will make my color overlay a bit bluish as well. Something like this. Yeah, should be good. So I use 98E7F8. You can just type in that values to have the exact same color as I'm using here. So that's just a little trick for you guys to remember. Then click OK. You can change the opacity here, but I'll be making a tutorial about blending options in the near future, and I'll be covering every single one of it with every single option that you have on it. So yeah, now we have the color overlay, and you can see it. I'd like to make it a little bit more three-dimensional, so I'll be using a bevel and emboss. You can already see that it's having shadows. It's influenced by light. Obviously coming from around here, you can see that on the shading, so the angle is set here. Use global light means that every image that will be having a bevel and emboss or a shading which involves light will have the same, or the light will be falling into or will be falling upon the image from the same angle on every single picture, unless if you uncheck the use global light, then you can do it separately. But that's all stuff we don't really need now, and it's going to be in my next tutorial. So I'd like to have this a bit sharpened, so chisel hard I choose. Yeah, it looks good. Size maybe like something like this with a pretty deep depth. Okay, I'd like to have a drop shadow to just make it a little bit more awesome. Change the distance, not really needed. Maybe I could do that. No, let's do it like this, and make the size a bit bigger, and the opacity a bit bigger. Yeah, something like that is what I like. So yeah, that will be my cue for this tutorial. So to scale it down, just Control T it to transform it. Let's change it like this. I know these are not the standard values or the exact measurements to place these icons, but well, that doesn't really matter now, since you will just be making your own cards for your own customized pleasure. Okay, so check mark it, and there you have it. So this one seems to be quite in place. I'll be just enlarging my Rasengan a bit more, something like this. Okay. Yeah, looks good enough for me, and since I do not have really much time, I'll be keeping it like this. So we need to have the exact same thing on the other corner, the diagonally opposite corner. How to do that? Well, pretty simply, just select it, then hold Control and select the Q as well, then right click it and duplicate layers. Then you just OK. And then you have two exact copies. You can move the two copies at the same time by making sure that they're both selected. So again, how to do that? Just click on one, hold Control and click on the other one. You can do that with as many layers as you like. So we just need these two for now. Then click on V to select your move tool and move it. There you go. To make it the exact opposite, so it needs to be well, just twist it around, we can Control T it, so we select the transform tool again, right click and then flip vertical and flip horizontal. So that way it is well, turned around, but it's turned around straight, so it's exact. And then we just place it somewhere near the same place as the other one. That looks pretty accurate to me. Yeah, doesn't matter, it's good enough. So now that we have this, we can group all the layers that we've made. So we're going to group everything that you see here. So this one, this one, this one, this one, to make it a little bit more efficient to work. So select these four layers, and then just click Control G, and then you group it. You can rename the group like whatever, group 1. Let's keep it at group 1. I don't have really much inspiration to rename it. So the last thing that we need to have is our queen, our picture. So we're going to try to have a queen that is mirrored and will be a little bit blended here in the middle, like you would see in a traditional card game. So I've chosen to use Sakura. It's also a PNG that I made. To make it more easy for yourself, you can use PNG files. Click in on Google Sakura Naruto PNG, and you'll find dozens of them. It's just much more easy when you use already cut out PNG files to Photoshop with, if you have backgrounds that that are not one color, so not white. If this would have a white background instead of no background, then well, it wouldn't be a pretty big problem since it's a white card. Okay, but now that you know that, we'll be selecting our V tool, our move tool, by clicking or tapping V on your keyboard. Then click and drag it, and go to the layer or the file, sorry, and there we go. We have our Sakura. Then just Control T it to transform it. We'll make it a bit bigger. It looks a bit pixelated, I know, but that will alter once you checkmark it like this. There you go. It looks from a pretty high quality. Yeah. So as you notice, in my other, here you go, thing here, she's a bit crooked. Her head is to this side because I don't really want her to be in the direction that my Q and my Rasengan is. So we just Control T it again, right click it and flip horizontal, and there you go. Because she's standing up pretty straight, I wanted her to be a little bit more crooked, so just hover above one of the corners till you see these bent arrows and just click and drag it to your liking. I like this. Good enough. Ah, damn it. Yeah, sorry. Flip horizontal. Oops. There's something wrong with me. What am I doing? Yeah. Okay, so this should be good enough for me. Now, you see that we have a little bit of a problem here. We need to have a exact reflection on the other side, but it should be blended properly in the middle so that it doesn't look like it's just glued together with a white kind of line. That's just messy. So we'll just copy the layer by selecting it and tapping Ctrl J on your keyboard or Command J on a Mac. So Control is Command on Mac, people. Keep that in mind, please. So that now that you have your copy, just Control T it again, then right click it, flip vertical, and flip horizontal. Okay, so now we have a diagonal mirrored image here. I'd like to set her like something like this, maybe? No. Yeah, this could be great. Does not have to be exact. We can alter it later on. But I'd like her to be somewhere around here for this tutorial. Maybe something like that. Should be great, I think. Okay. Then just check mark it. And we're pretty much nearing the end of this tutorial. The only thing that we need to do is mask it so that it looks a bit more, well, like it's in one piece, like it's fluent, sorry. That it looks a little bit more professionally, if you were to use that word. So yeah, let's look at how we did it here. You can't really see it, but that's actually her leg that was around here. I just masked it away, so it looks good enough. If you don't know how the real picture looks like, you wouldn't be noticing that it's just masked away a bit. So we go to our layer, and we're going to create a mask on both layers, so on both Sakuras. So stand above or hover, select one layer, then click on this little icon here which says add layer mask. Just click it to add layer mask. Do the same thing to the other layer. There you have it. And then we'll start using our brush by tapping B on your keyboard. By selecting the black as foreground color and the white as your background color. You can change it by clicking these arrows, but for now we'll need black, white. And we'll start masking. So to make sure, yeah, it's this layer that we need to mask first. Make sure you have your mask selected and not your layer itself, because that will just paint in black on your layer and will look horrible. To do this, make sure your opacity and flow is about 100%, because we'll be brushing pretty accurately, and use a brush size about this size is good, so 61 pixels for my dimensions. You can alter it all you want by clicking and dragging this slide bar, and then just make sure you have a pretty sharp or hard brush selected, hard round brush. Okay, now we have that selected, you can just start brushing in. As you see, it will just mask away the things that we do not need here. So I'll do this a bit sloppy and paint in what I want to paint in later on, something like that. Okay, so we already have this now. Yeah. Then just change your foreground color to white by clicking the arrows and slowly paint in what you didn't want to mask away before. You can scroll your mouse to zoom in. If you do not know how to, or if it just doesn't zoom in when you scroll your mouse, you have to go to Preferences, which you find in, I think, File. No, Edit. Yeah, Edit Preferences, and here you'll in General, I think, or Cursors, I don't know. You'll be able to alter it to be able to scroll zoom. Okay. If you have any questions about stuff like that, just leave a comment below and I'll be answering them gladly, or I'll be gladly answering them. By the way, guys, I'm sorry if my English is not always as good. I'm from Belgium. It's a bit difficult for us. Okay. We're almost done with this. Oh, seems like I masked away a bit too much here. Doesn't have to be really accurate. You can be as accurate as you want to be. I'll be doing this a bit sloppy. Okay, something like that. And zoom in. Let's scale down our brush. That. Oop-de-doo. So yeah, you don't really notice that it's masked, especially if it's going to be on a pretty small scale, like that of a real life card. You wouldn't be noticing that it's actually cut out. And there we go. No, didn't I mask this away? Damn it. I wonder how I should be doing this. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll mask. Just mask her leg here. Looks pretty cool. Scale it down a bit more. Oh, that was not accurate at all. Okay. Yeah, something like that. As you can see, wait. Oh. Control Alt Z, by the way, to undo a move that you've made. I'll be just, well, making this line a bit more black. Nah, I'm gonna keep it this way. Yeah. So yeah, whatever you get, you can make it a bit more blackish. You can actually also paint in black if you'd like that. If it looks a bit more accurate, then just do it. But I'm feeling a bit lazy today, so we'll be leaving it just like how it is right now. This should actually conclude. Oh no, sorry. There's one thing left. Yeah, on this one, we'll use black. Make it pretty big. Oh, sorry, big brush, something like that, and just mask away her feet. Didn't notice that. Notice that. Sorry. So we have a pretty nice result here. As you can see, this was her leg. It doesn't really matter if you just would hold the card in your hand. It would look good enough. Looks like they are. Actually, looks like they're scissoring. Sorry, didn't notice that before. So yeah, you can look at it in an erotic way. You can look at it at a cool Naruto fan way. You can do with it whatever you want. So yeah, we have our card. If you want, I'll do other tutorials about these kind of customized stuff. If you want me to, I'll be uploading a video to make it even more accurate. I mean, like to center the image completely so that it's really dead center, to make sure that the Q and the Rasengan are really the normal distances apart from the edges, to really make it a real card, to say it like that. I can do that. If you want me to, I will be uploading a vid that covers that. But for now, this was it. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.